a waterfall at Big Congo? Big Congo waterfall. You don't know what I'm talking about. This is the last goal. Yeah. They want to travel to Bounce Island. Take a look at this. The bridge to Bounce Island. The first pillar is up. Second pillar is up. Now families across the river. Boom. Are you ready? Boom. All the walls. Those walls that were broken are now reviving. Tourism for growth. You see that? That's a salute for all the honorable guests this afternoon. What do you want to do now? I'm going to sample up here now. Soup. All right. A round of applause for Royal Entertainment. Where is the visit to Biburia Cemetery is what they are doing now. The visit to Biburia Cemetery. Who is coming? Buffalo. The visit to Biburia Cemetery. For Royal Entertainment. These are all students and pupils, eh? With all this performance now, 5 grand. Oh, they do now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Business proper. At this juncture, I'm expecting all media personalities are present on the ground. Mr. Kondo, please confirm. AYV, are we alive? Star TV there, SLPC there. One more question. This event is on live coverage. Be mindful of your facial gestures and gesticulations. If you are chewing bubble gum, be mindful. Just put on your masks to camouflage. God bless you. I will now call on the rightful person who is to handle this mic. It's a brother we hail from the same region and district. Our only difference is more learned. Ladies and gentlemen, to call this program to order and the official introductory aspect of the program, I am honored to call my elder brother, Chief Sir Philip Mose, Deputy Secretary, Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. If you clap, that kind of name
Thank you, Mr. MC. Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. With all protocol observed, this program is now called to order. Before we start, can we just rise our feet to Jesus of God in our midst? Shall we all rise, please? Muslim and Christian, shall we all arise for a minute silent prayer, please? For a minute silent prayer. Amen. 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 This is a wonderful program. It is an honor for me to take this podium to introduce to these wonderful people the chairman of this program. The chairman of this program has worked in the civil service for over 20 years. Hello. The chairman of this program has worked in the civil service for 26 years. Over that period, he has in many ministries, departments, and agencies. And few of those ministries that he has worked, one, he has worked in the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, the Human Resource Management Office, Ministry of Youth Affairs, and the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs as Senior Permanent Secretary. Our chairman, ladies and gentlemen, also served as a consultant at the Statistics Sierra Leone, working on disease patterns and conducting a census of health service providers in public and he has also worked as health administrator in a World Bank project in Freetown. In England, he has worked as a teacher, and in the United States of America as a teacher, health administrator, juvenile probation supervisor, and program director in charity organization. He has also making a tremendous impact in the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, working amicably within the leadership of this ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, I have heard on several occasions the Honorable Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs referring to this chairman, the person that is going to drive this program, as a dedicated leader, somebody who loves his job, somebody who is hardworking, and somebody who loves his job dearly. Ladies and gentlemen, our chairman of this program is no other person but a brother, a father, an uncle, and my boss. This person is no other person, and he's going to take us through the program. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with a round of applause, I now welcome the chairman of this program, the senior permanent secretary of the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Mr. Andrew Lawrence. Sorry, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nosei. I was still looking around for the person being introduced, not until you called my name. But thank you for introducing me. Madam Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Deputy Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, representative of the Minister of Environment, and the Deputy Minister of Planning and Development, the Ambassador for Entertainment and Investment, President of the Hotel Association, the Chairman, National Tourist Board, the Director of Culture, the Director of Tourism, the General Manager of the National Tourist Board, the Administrative Manager, the Administrative Manager of the Monuments and Relics Commission, the President of the Hotel Association, the Principal of the MMCAT. I hear that name is going to change shortly. A better name is on the way, right? Our enduring staff of Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs and our constituent agencies, our honorable members of the Parliamentary Committee on Tourism and Cultural Affairs. We have a special relationship with these people. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, But of course, it's not just okay to mention the designation of the newest mover in the sector, our entertainment and investment ambassador. Maybe I'm jumping ahead of myself because the minister has a special time she's going to talk about this new mover in the sector. It is the time of the year when the tourism family meets to reflect on services delivered, to celebrate achievements, and to declare plans for the programs to be accomplished. It is interesting that this sector has a whole month to accomplish these three broad generalities. Certainly, in a year that COVID-19 has ravaged populations, disrupted the social life, decapitated economies, and delayed progress on all fronts, we still have to celebrate. We celebrate because we have survived as a sector. And as a country, we celebrate because we are still breaking new grounds. We're stepping up community involvement and ownership. We are providing alternative skill set for our tourism site communities. We are searching and researching our tangible and intangible heritage and shining light on them while seriously surprising those who think we didn't have so much to show. We are diversifying our economy in so many ways that impact the lives of everyday Sierra Leoneans. And so that is why the theme for this year is very apt. And that is tourism, inclusive growth in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2030 in post-COVID-19 era. We owe a lot of gratitude to His Excellency the President, Dr. Retired Brigadier General Dr. Julius Maada Bio, for giving this sector the international face and the necessary motivation. He has been with us to Tobanda. You may want to know where that is, in the Bond District. He has gone with us to Solima, extreme south, Tujang District. And more recently, he was at Takugama. On behalf of our trailblazer, Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, whose remarkable drive and strides are triggering buoyancy of the most economically and socially promising sector in this country. I welcome you home. I welcome you to the home of hospitality. Now, having experienced a thrilling drumbeat connecting to your heartbeats and longing for more, I encourage you to stay long after the end of the official event. You will be seriously surprised. The effervescent Deputy Minister and staff of this ministry and its constituent agencies are happy to have you all commence this month-long celebration with us. On this short note, I will now, at this point, invite the Director of Tourism to tell us a little bit more about the purpose of this morning's event. You already know why you're here, but he's going to add depth and weight to what you already know. The Director of Tourism, Mr. Mohammed Jabba.
Thank you very much, Chairman of this event, the Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, the Deputy Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, the Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development, the representative of the Minister of Environment, the Permanent Secretary, who is our chair today, the Chairman, Tourism Oversight Committee, or his representative, the Deputy, the Chairman, National Tourist Board, the Ambassador of Entertainment and Investment, the Principal, MMCT, the President, Salute Association of Hotels, the General Manager, National Tourist Board, the Administrative Manager, MRC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I am delighted and honored to have the opportunity to present to you all this afternoon the purpose of this auspicious occasion bordering on the launching of the World Tourism Day. Let me hasten to thank the Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs and the Deputy Minister for their initiative to bring in more life in the celebration of World Tourism Day over the past 3 years. The World Tourism Day is celebrated each year on 27 September and is the global observance day fostering awareness of tourism's social, cultural, and economic value and the contribution that the sector can make towards reaching the sustainable development goals. Since 2018, this ministry, its agencies, and stakeholders have been organizing the celebration of World Tourism Day in an effort to raise the awareness of tourism contribution to livelihoods, to job creation, quality of lives of members of host communities, protection of the environment, and revenue generation for government. Last year's event was marked by the organization of regional symposiums on the theme tourism rural development. The advent of the COVID-19 pandemic has had a massive social and economic impact on our economy, particularly marginalized groups, and the most vulnerable have been hit the hardest. Even though, on the other hand, the sector has shown resilience thanks to the leadership of His Excellency the President and combined actions of the public actors. The resuscitation of the sector will help kickstart recovery and growth. It is therefore essential that the benefits this will bring are enjoyed widely and fairly. Hence, the global theme for this year's celebration, which is Tourism for Inclusive Growth, and for Sierra Leone, we have coined ours as Tourism for Inclusive Growth towards achieving the SDGs Agenda 2030 in the post-COVID era. The theme is as a result of the fact that the sector is a pillar of most, if not all, of the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Goal 1, no poverty, Goal 5, gender equality, Goal 8, decent work and economic growth, and Goal 10, reduce inequalities. More importantly, the theme will provide an opportunity to promote tourism's role in inclusive growth and identify how further progress can be made. This year's observance of the World Tourism Day will be marked by the organization of regional dialogues using occasions to recognize the role of tourism in their respective fields, from fair trade and climate change to gender equality, indigenous rights, and opportunities for youth. The schedule of events for the regional dialogues are as follows. On 6 September, we'll be at Paloma in Kenema. On 8 September, we'll be in at Bo Inn Hotel. And on 22nd September, in Makini. The grand event will take place in Freetown on 27 September at the Brookfield Hotel. The panel discussion during the regional dialogues will center on topics relating to the SDGs and will represent a unique opportunity for experts, researchers, academia, INGOs, head of MDAs to contribute to these high-level discussions. It will provide the occasion to amplify the conversation about the sector's role in recovery and growth while ensuring that nobody is left behind as the sector begins to open up and look to the future. We will also use the various platforms to sensitize stakeholders on the need to increase vaccine uptake, thereby contributing to quickly subduing the COVID-19 virus and reducing risk for visitors to tourist destinations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while I thank you for your attention, I wish us all an exhilarating launching event of the World Tourism Day celebration. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please, for the Director of Tourism. We needed that. We needed that depth of information. He has not only describe the purpose of this program, but has told you what we do as a ministry. I mean, that's really good for every one of you here. It's not just showcasing what we have as a country. It tells you what the ministry does to turn our economy around. Development, growth, community engagement, uplifting people out of poverty. I think people needed to know that. And thank you very much, Mr. Director. I will invite the principal of MMCAT to make a statement.
I am too tall to sit there or stand over there. I want to come out so that I will have the opportunity to remove the mask. Don't mind me. Teachers always like to stand. That's the only job that you do. The student will sit and you will stand for the whole day. That is why very difficult to see a child of a teacher find it difficult to make it in life. Mr. Chairman, the permanent secretary, whom I know a couple of years to be a very thorough man, the minister, Madam Minister, you look so beautiful this afternoon. Don't be annoyed because she is our mother. Is it a crime to praise your mother, Mr. Pierce? Good. So let me take this opportunity to praise my mother this afternoon. She's so beautiful. When I saw her coming down, I looked down to the earth. I said, wow, this woman again. The Deputy Minister, the Director of Tourism, Pajalo, the Chairman of the National Tourist Board, my own sister, the General Manager of the National Tourist Board. Today you will see the secret why Miltimagai has been catapulted by this ministry. You will notice that the minister is my mother, the General Manager is my own sister, the permanent secretary is a brother, the chairman of the National Tourist Board is my uncle. So you see, it will be very difficult for Miltimagai not to benefit from this group. And I will try to make sure that I utilize that opportunity properly. Because opportunity comes but once. And most times, if you are not careful, you will not be able to get that again. Invited guest, the president of the Sierra Leone Association of Hotels, the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Tourism and Culture, the representative of the Deputy Minister of Planning or the Minister of Planning, Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development, the representative of the Minister of Environment, the UNDP Country Director or his representative, our own ambassador and special envoy for entertainment and investment. His Excellency, when your ambassador, they address you, His Excellency Ambassador Amara Dennis Troupe, invited guest, the Dean of Brookfield Campus, where the School of Tourism is. Good afternoon. I want to thank you for inviting our institution in this year's tourism celebration. I bring you greetings from the School of Tourism and the entire institution. We are so happy to be part of this great celebration as tourism brings many benefits in a nation. Looking at the theme, tourism for inclusive growth in achieving SDGs and Agenda 2030 in post-COVID-19. Tourism is very important in any nation. The benefits include, but not limited, to the following few: growth and boost in economic activities, boost wide-scale industry as revenues, infrastructural development, country improved rebranding image, source of foreign exchange earnings, source of employment generation. Why do we celebrate World Tourism Day? We have to know, why are we celebrating a day? Most times we celebrate things, but we don't know the importance of that thing. But I want us to thank our minister, who is making now tourism a household discussion in this country. Madam Minister, thank you very much. Why do we celebrate World Tourism Day? It shows the importance of tourism, which arises from the numerous benefits and advantages it brings to any nation. But one prominent tourist expert in India said, the real importance of tourism comes from its nature and how it is defined and structured. That is what we are now seeing in Sierra Leone. How do we define our tourism? How do we define our cultural aspect, which this minister, our mother, has done in this nation? We're only able to see the benefits of it today because the leadership of the astute and dynamic Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, in the person of Dr. Memunatu Pratt, has brought in this country. You will agree with me, most time when they appoint people in that position, they will not be happy. But for her, she has turned this ministry. She has made this ministry an enviable ministry, because anytime you look within even the media, you will see the work of this woman, how she is positioning the image of Sierra Leone. Tourism contributes towards complete growth and development of a country, one by bringing numerous economic value and benefits, helping in building country's brand value, image, and identity. Now, few minutes ago, we've experienced the values of this country through the hard work of this minister and our team. Tourism industry goes beyond attractive destination to bring an important economic growth contributor. Because of the above reasons, that is why the ministry, through the National Tourist Board, secure funds to support, to build the capacity and infrastructure of the School of Tourism. I will not do justice to complete this statement by not commending the support of the National Tourist Board through the Ministry of Tourism, through the dynamic minister. The old dilapidated building of the School of Tourism, it has been an eyesore to this nation. Nobody wanted to even identify himself with that school. But this woman, that is why I said, is my mother. She's very, very brave to say, and we look for funds. She's not just talking. I want you during this period, visit the school for you to see the massive construction that is going on in that school. She's not just only doing the classroom, she's also doing the hostels, so that these students will have somewhere to practice. She's not only just doing the hostels, but also capacitating the staff. She's reviewing, overhauling the entire curriculum of the tourism sector in this country. I want us, please join me to say thank you to our able minister, because today you've given the institution the name it used to have in this country. Check all of the tourist experts in this country. They have a history that will start from HTTC. But for the past few months or past few years, nobody wanted to talk about the HTCC any longer. But she was very bold enough. Madam Minister, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why today's event is very important is because of the growth this sector is going to bring. Because of that growth, we need to say thank you to His Excellency the President, who has a vision, and he appointed a leader with another vision to take the vision of the President to the right direction. Thank you very much, His Excellency, for appointing this minister. Because if it is not for my mother, maybe Miltimaga will continue to remain in ruins. And even after securing that funds, the minister is also looking for more funds. And I will pray that donors who are listening will open the doors to the minister, because the funds the minister is asking for, it is not for her to construct houses, but to capacitate the tourism sector. That is the call that we are making. Let the donors come to this ministry to support the ministry so that tourism will be supporting the mining industry. Very soon, the mining materials will finish in Sierra Leone, but tourism will never finish. Agriculture will never finish. We have so many tourism. You go to Kenadugu, you see the tourism sites. You go to Banff Island, you see those sites. And I also want to use the opportunity to call on all of us who have children. Send your children to read tourism. There is now the market for them. Don't think it's a drop-out place for people. You will not struggle to have a job. We have so many hotels and we have so many opportunities for your children. Send your children. They will be given the best training under the leadership of this ministry. They monitor and they direct the affairs of what is happening in that school. I want to thank you, and I want to say a very big congratulations to the Sierra Leone population for celebrating this wonderful day.
Thank you, Mr. Principal. I understand your happiness. I will do the same. I will be like you if I were in your shoes. You described the minister in such a way that now I have to ask the question, Madam Minister, what's the therapy? What's the secret potion that makes you so young and with such energy to do so much in a short period? Please answer that question when you talk to this body. The School of Tourism is undergoing reconstruction. A new curriculum is developed. The funding provides for a hotel and a hostel to be constructed. This is about manpower development and building capacity, and that sits very well with the President's flagship program, Human Capacity Development. You have heard the principal. He has told you tourism is dynamic. Tourism is changing. It is not just about the, working for people. You want to have a breed of people coming up who can set up their own businesses. Tourism offers that. Think about it. Those of you who have kids who are still deciding on a career, that's something to think about. And that's what this ministry, headed by the minister, is demonstrating. Years after today, this page will be written in the development of this country. Thank you very much, Mr. Kanu, Dr. Kanu, forgive me. I will now turn to somebody who is heading an aspect of tourism, an aspect that grounds tourism. That's the hospitality industry. He is the president of the Hotel Association, Mr. Tony Shalom. Please make a statement.
Thank you, PS. I'll also stand outside here. Everyone can see me. I know we're only three. I'm also fully vaccinated. Good afternoon to our beautiful princess, our beautiful queen in the house today, our minister, the true leader in tourism today. Good afternoon, high table, and distinguished guests, and all protocols observed. I know team, I decided to say, we're talking Creole. Today is our World Tourism Day. We are launching the World Tourism. Low show we culture. Low show we true nature. Low show how we come on. If they white man listen, then go use Google Translate. Then go hire a translator. But really, I'm very, very happy now. I'm really, really glad enough to be. Look at this. Look what in happy. Look how we all gather now. Look at those young boys they will get. Look the talents they will get. This is not tourism. But at the same time, I'm sad. And I feel demotivated because although really express what we're able to do, this is small for me. Although really able to express within the ministry want for do, or within the minister ready for do for this tourism, this is small. Video I see this event, we will gather in thousands. Everyone will gather, everyone will come together and show the culture. Portray your culture. If you get hotel, come, you put a small stand. You make your own specials the way you do. Even then small, medium enterprise, and then small business for portray within the this is tourism. And deep down inside of me, I know saying that that's not the goal of the minister. But unfortunately, and this people for do now because of the COVID waiting. It's sad. It's really sad. But now we pray. Now do all we can, we will make sure say this COVID end. If you know any other side, let end the salon. We don't care what any side, we care about we place. Now we want. I mean, look at the things same way this ministry can do today. All the developments. Where the minister come, it's not different than anything we don't happen in the past, but it makes sure say whatever it touch, whatever it do, it gets a success out of it. And that they show the ambition. So this will also give you the courage. Let's stand together and give the ministry the full support. This leadership, the goals that we can get, then go do more. But if we not come together as the hotels, as the end users them, and we see, say really, this is something we not for we then they can do not for anybody else. We're gonna lose a lot. No, not sit down and say, hey, if I remember, if I be no. No, not waste that time there. No, seize this opportunity. Whether COVID, whether not, whatever is asked from us, no, we do them. No, come together and we set show. We need for increase with service. And no say the world they look at we and the service they will deliver. The service delivery, we need for increase them. And luckily and very good now that the principal also deny and then invite people there, put your kids to the tourism school. It's needed. Then you get a new curriculum. It's needed. And we know say, we as the investors then, once we get somebody locally there, we will hire. We will pay that person much more than what we pay what we bring from out. Because we bring from out, it costs you more. So why for do that? Look, tourism not for one person, but for we all. Like I can always say, tourism is for we all. Tourism is our future. Tourism is our only hope. You look at mining, you look at any other industry, they might end. But tourism will ever end. But you just need that leadership of come and see that goal behind tourism and take it on board. And now that never happened now today. Now that they happen today. By God in power, Madam Minister, next year you'll have 1,000 people here. We all go gather and make sure say we do this thing. And that's when the COVID will not end. Tourism is the only hope we get. Tourism now we grow. And tourism they give we a steady, sustainable growth and business. So I really want to thank the ministry, this leadership, the leadership of His Excellency the President, who then select tourism as a priority. It honestly never happened yet. We've done in this industry for a very long time, and we see what's happening. We know, we believe in them. Now we could invest in this business. But you don't invest, and you don't get that kind of support. But today we have it. And that's at the top say. No, not say, it will be no. It will be no, it will be no. No, join hands. The ministry, they do as much as they able. But without us joining hands with them, it's not going to be enough. Because at the end of the day, you do not talk for anybody else except for we. So this is really a message to all my colleagues them out there. We need to become stronger and join hands with the ministry. This leadership, it did today, maybe nobody tomorrow. Or pray say it will last forever. Madam, thank you very, very much for this opportunity. We are with you always. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
We have heard from the president of the Hotel Association, Mr. Shalom. Thank you very much. I mean, I call on every other speaker, if you feel free to stand outside and talk. Apart from getting closer to your audience, there's also vitamin D, which is on the give. It's helpful. He spoke with a powerful voice to his colleagues. You need to come together, invest a little bit more in the sector. Tourism, they take countries to places. We know about countries, we don't change their economies just because they put a lot of attention on tourism. And you know, it is private sector driven. All the more reason why we actually give a special place to Mr. Shalom as a private investor in this sector for address the country today. Because don't forget, whatever he has said is live, it's national. So it also appeal to people out there. If you get your money and you're wondering what to do with it, this is the sector to invest. Apart from the returns where you go get, you they change this country. Thank you very much, Mr. Shalom. Your statements have been very assuring. So at this point, I have the honor to also invite the chairman of the National Tourist Board, Mr. Tamba Aliu Kokube. He's the chairman for NTB, where they do a lot of the practical work, a very strong leg of the ministry, where they make the necessary changes, where they attract people for Canada's country, and where they help we sell internationally. Mr. Kokube, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The Honorable Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Dr. Memunatu P. Pratt, the Minister of Environment, or his representative, the Deputy Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, the Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development, or his representative, the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Tourism and Culture, the UNDP Country Director, the Principal MMCET, Brookfield Campus, my nephew, the Chairman of Sierra Leone Association of Hotels, the Director of Tourism, the General Manager, National Tourist Board, Ambassador and Special Envoy for Entertainment and Investment, Mr. Amara Dennis Troupe, Caldinero, distinguished colleagues in the hospitality sector, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. Today marks a significant milestone in the history of tourism in Sierra Leone, as we are today launching the commemoration of the UNWTD, United Nations World Tourism Day celebration. The United Nations World Tourism Day that will be celebrated on 27th of September this year has as its global theme, tourism for inclusive growth. We will, as a nation, be celebrating it with the aim of raising awareness on tourism contribution to inclusive growth and its link with all the 17 SDGs with the theme, tourism for inclusive growth in achieving SDGs and Agenda 2030 in post-COVID-19 era. All this would not have been possible without the right type of leadership for our nation and the right type of political leadership within the tourism sector. I want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, for making tourism a priority in this country and for appointing our most dynamic and goal-oriented minister as the Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. They have not only given us the platform to practice tourism or to develop tourism in this country, but they also ensure that we ensure environmental sustainability, social sustainability, and economic sustainability in the dispense of our responsibilities within the tourism sector. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a massive social and economic impact on tourism worldwide, hitting both developed and developing countries. Marginalized groups and the most vulnerable have been hit hardest of all. It has battered the global tourism industry with investment and job creation declining exponentially in 2020. Sierra Leone, like all other countries, was not spared from the decline in tourism activity and related investment as global investors put plans on hold following a lack of traveler confidence and evolving movement restrictions. The launching of the United Nations World Tourism Day celebration today and the actual celebration on the 27th September this year is an opportunity for us to look beyond tourism statistics and acknowledge that behind every number there is a person. The restart of tourism will help kickstart recovery and growth, and it's essential that benefits this brings will be enjoyed widely and fairly by our people. We are therefore calling on all and sundry to celebrate tourism's unique ability to ensure that nobody is left behind as the world begins to open up again and look to the future. The World Tourism Day celebrated each year on the 27th of September is the Global Observance Day, fostering awareness of tourism's social, cultural, political, and economic value, and the contribution that the sector can make towards reaching the SDGs. People are at the center of everything we do in tourism. They build the tourism sector and make it a powerful platform for growth and development. Therefore, the workers of the tourism sector, namely hotels, restaurants, bars, casinos, nightclubs, the local communities, travelers engaging in local activities and events, politicians, CSOs, MDAs, and the media are giving the flock to take the lead in this celebration. I thank you all.
You have listened to the chairman of the National Tourist Board. Mr. Kokube has lived the life of tourism. He has been in the sector, since he was a young man and has grown to become the chairman of the Tourist Board. So when he speaks to us, he speaks like a professional. He has taken a deep dive into why we must celebrate this day. Other things that you need to know, he kind of call out the various areas, various aspects of tourism. People in Okin think, say, bars and restaurants are part of tourism. They don't know that. But these are the areas where tourism, these are the things really drive tourism. So let us understand those things, and let we all, he has called on all of us to join hands together and celebrate tourism. All right. So I want to thank you very much, Mr. Kokobey. I'm sure your message has gone down very well. I will at this point call on the Parliamentary Oversight Committee representative. I think we have the deputy chairman of that committee to make a statement. Thank you. Can somebody pass the mic over?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Sorry for sitting down for obvious reasons. For standing on existing protocol, I would like to, on behalf of the Parliamentary Oversight Committee, express our profound gratitude to the Minister and team for continuously involving the Oversight Committee in all the activities of the ministry. You have been a icon in this ministry, and we must drop our hearts to you, Madam Minister. Apparently, the chairman is going to be absent, as usual. I will step into his shoes. I am Honorable Emmanuel Saidi Conte, the Deputy Chair for the Tourism Oversight Committee in the House of Parliament. The theme for today's occasion is as simple and very accommodating. Why I say so? Because the ministry has always been active in tourism in Sierra Leone. Tourism inclusive growth in achieving SDGs and Agenda 2030 in post-COVID era. We are all aware that COVID-19 and international terrorism. We are all aware, as Parliamentary Oversight Committee, we have specific functions. That is why whenever we are called upon by the ministry to support them in their activities, we are always ready to do that. We give oversight, we do representation, we all know, we make laws, enact laws. These are some of our functions. But more importantly, in supporting and promoting and rebranding tourism in Sierra Leone, we all should come together and be partner in that drive. We all know the Agenda 2030, making life better between now and 2030. How could we make life better? Tourism will play a significant role in that area. We have joined the ministry on many occasions in going around the country in celebrating ecotourism, domestic tourism. As today we are here supporting and celebrating World Tourist Day. I think it is on that note, as members of the Oversight Committee, we want to continue to give our support to the ministry. The ministry cannot ensure or cannot achieve its growth without the support of, of Parliament and the government. Financial commitment plays a very big role in ensuring that growth prevails in this ministry. It is on that note we are here as Parliamentary Oversight Committee to tell Mama Sharp that we are always ready to give you our support. We need to look on other options as we celebrate World Tourist Day. We need to look the domestic factor, domestic tourism. I remember some months past, we were around the country, we went out country, propagating the ideas and importance of domestic tourism. We will continue to support you, Mama Shah. We need to encourage, popularize, and rebrand tourism to ensure that COVID-19, with or without COVID-19, will continue to thrive. On behalf of my colleague present here, I want to continue to say thank you, and we are there to support you at all times. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chairman of the Parliamentary Oversight Committee for Tourism. We feel reassured, and we believe that our programs, our initiatives will receive support in Parliament. There are many more coming. There are many more bills we may come up with. We have plans to send in a lot of requests to Parliament. Ratifications are coming, and we believe that you will be there for us. But it is just good for the country. When you see them, you will know how much this ministry has been working to promote our tourism and our country. Thank you very much, sir. I will, at this point, invite the representative of the Minister of Planning and Economic Development to make a statement.
Thank you so much. Honorable Minister, the Honorable Minister of Tourism, distinguished representative, ladies and gentlemen, I respectfully stand in the shoes of my Honorable Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development. I hereby wish to take this opportunity on behalf of the Deputy Minister, Planning and Economic Development, to thank you for honoring us with an invitation to grace the launch of the United Nations World Tourism Day this September 2021 with the theme Tourism Inclusive Growth towards Achieving Sustainable Development Goals Agenda 2030 in the post-COVID era. Revitalizing the tourism sector is quite pivotal in the development plan as a country. It is in sub-cluster 2.1 in the medium-term national development plan with at least 8 key targets to be achieved by 2023, which by extension reflects the intent of the Agenda 2063 of the African Union and the SDGs 1, 8, 9, and 6. It is the belief of the ministry that with the sector being revitalized, it will have an immense impact on not only the state revenue, but will additionally provide jobs, promote our cultural heritage as a country. The Ministry of Planning and Economic Development acknowledged that indeed several strides have been made so far by the dynamic Minister of Tourism and the ministry in the sector. Had not been for the punctuation of the COVID-19 pandemic, this sector would have been one of the highest contributors to our economy. As a ministry, we feel the pain of players in this sector, especially the young and weaker ones, as you might be the most hit in this particular pandemic. This country, as well, this country, as we all know, ladies and gentlemen, is extremely endorsed with so much touristic potentials that this sector alone can help change the economic trajectory of our nation. In the post-COVID era, the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development will join advocacy with the Ministry of Tourism to draw the attention of all key stakeholders to focus on harnessing the potentials of this sector in contributing to the economy of this country. And one surest way to do so through inclusivity is through inclusivity. It's not only the ministry thing, but let's all do all we can to showcase our natural beauty of this country, thereby giving reasons for tourists to come and see. Government, certainly though, the Ministry of Tourism is poised to continue to provide the conducive environment for all to participate in this sector. Let me use this opportunity to inform the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs that our ministry is doing the midterm review of the National Development Plan, whilst NAMED is about to also carry out the midterm evaluation of the same National Development Plan, all geared towards helping us as a nation to revitalize and actualize our targets. This is an opportunity for the Tourism Ministry to flag its most prioritized issues to be forestalled into the revised plan and recommendation from NAMED. Also, let us at this crucial moment look beyond the crucial statistics regarding tourism in this country and acknowledge that behind every number there is a Sierra Leonean with the desire to be included. Through it comes with lots of responsibilities by fostering not only social, cultural, political, and economic values, including the contribution that they can make towards reaching the sustainable development goals. Let me, at this juncture, on behalf of my ministry, leadership, reaffirm our commitment to work with the tourism ministry to rebrand our beloved country, develop strategies, and achieve the sustainable development goals and progress as a nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, the representative of the Deputy Minister of Planning and Development. You know, when you watch soccer on TV and some critical moves are made, something the cameras always do, they replay. They replay for you to see the critical moves. I feel like I want to hear that speech again. Frankly, I feel like I want to listen to that speech again. You have heard from the Ministry of Development, Ministry of Planning and Development, and what they say in terms of development, in terms of growth, statistics, is definitive. They have told you that this sector alone can help change the economic trajectory of this country. Now that's a huge statement and very reassuring. And that's why the call is made to every one of you to think about investing you've heard from the president of the Hotel Association. The private sector, let's reposition ourselves, our investment considerations. Tourism is wide open for you. Let us make the difference. It tells you this ministry does not work all by itself. We work with partners. We don't, we're not working in silos. And you're going to be hearing from our partners, right? So at this point, another very strong partner will make a statement. The Ministry of Environment. The minister has sent a delegate to represent him. I now invite the representative of the Minister of the Environment to make a statement.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, our dynamic Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, the Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development, the Deputy Chairman, Parliamentary Committee on Tourism and Cultural Affairs, the Chairman, National Tourist Board, our able, indefatigable Ambassador, Special Envoy on Entertainment and Investment, the Principal, MMCAT, the President, Sierra Leone Association of Hotels, members of the Port Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the Ministry of the Environment. I'm here to deliver a statement on behalf of the Minister of the Environment, who is unavoidably absent, attending another state assignment. It is a pleasure for the Ministry of the Environment to join you today as you celebrate the United Nations World Tourism Day on the theme, Tourism Inclusive Growth in Achieving SDGs and Agenda 2030 in Post-COVID Era. Today is a very important day in the tourism industry all over, and I congratulate the ministers, directors, and staff of the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs for celebrating this important calendar event. It is not only an opportunity to raise awareness on the linkage between the work of the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs and the Sustainable Development Goals, but it is also an opportunity to showcase the work this ministry is undertaking to achieve the targets of Cluster 2.3, revitalizing the tourism sector, and the medium-term National Development Plan 2019-2023 and the SDGs. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it will interest you to know that the tourism industry has linkages with all the 19 SDGs and all the 17 SDGs, and all the 8 clusters of the medium-term National Development Plan 2019-2023. Hence, the theme for this year's celebration is more appropriate. Tourism inclusive growth in achieving SDGs and Agenda 2030 in post-COVID era. The government recognizes that the 17 SDGs are integrated. That is, the government recognizes that action on one area will affect outcomes in others, and that development must balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability. Celebrating this day suggests that the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs is responding to all the SDGs to conserve and sustainably use the environment. My ministry's SDG targets are 13, climate action, and 15, and cultural affairs. On this note, Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me once again congratulate you and wish you a very eventful day. Thank you.
Once more, we have reason to be very proud of the ministry's link with its partners. The Ministry of Environment has just reassured us again, has just said something that would be a great takeaway from this morning's event. That tourism has linkages with all the 17 SDGs. I mean, that's a big statement. And that's so true. There is none that does not have any linkage with tourism. Tourism is involved in everything. And if I just pass the mic around for people to say, to just talk about the contribution of tourism, we're going to generate so much information here. Social activities, yes. Economic activities, yes. Environmental, yes. Poverty alleviation, yes. Can somebody say something else? Anything. Can somebody contribute to that? Just one thing that tourism does. Health, of course. Anything else? And we are the hub of entertainment. That's so correct. Somebody said aviation. My goodness, we are flying high on that. See what I'm talking about? We are into everything. And so we need to rebrand the sector. Thank you very much, representative from the Minister of Environment. I will, at this point, I'm not sure the UNDP country director is here. He's preparing for a bigger role in our celebration. But at this point, I am going to ask the DJ to give me something that will change the tempo of this meeting before we listen to the ambassador for entertainment. Mr. DJ, can you help us with something?
This is the man in the mix, y'all.
Okay, I'm sure that heat has made a little difference in the environment. We needed to hear from one of our very own. One of the songs done there is a rap song. And rap has been mainstream now. It's interesting how our very own Cal De Niro competes with the very best in rap song. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give me a round of applause for the entertainment ambassador, Mr. Cal De Niro.
I do believe I have better songs. Songs like Hakuna Matata, Baby Love. Somebody was sitting next to me and was asking, which kind of music is this? I was so embarrassed. This is not a hip-hop set, but definitely, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, it's remarkable how I used to stand on the podiums to spit raps, courtesy of the leadership of His Excellency, the President, retired Brigadier General Julius Maada Bio, by empowering young minds like us. Today I'm standing here giving a speech. So I would like for us to give him a big round of applause, please. I wrote a speech last night because I was just informed about this. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Deputy Minister, Directors, Permanent Secretary, and our distinguished guests. It's an honor and pleasure to be here today representing the growing entertainment industry, courtesy of the Ministry of Tourism. My theme today came with a short slogan: let tourism be our new diamonds. As we're accomplished to the fact that our country, Sierra Leone, possesses great touristic potential, as an entertainment ambassador, I would like to reiterate the importance of bridging entertainment and tourism in our collective bid to help rebrand Sierra Leone. In the Caribbean Sea, there lies an island with only 3 million people. A country that cannot boast of exorbitant minerals Sierra Leone has. Their diamonds are entertainment and tourism. Jamaica, the land of the smiling sun, can be a positive country that Sierra Leone can emulate from by us laying more emphasis on our natural beauty and giving our touristic monument and industry a facelift. With the political will and the leadership of our hard-working minister here, I can now foresee a day where we'll start hosting international festivals. Yes, thank you. Such as the Back to My Roots Festival, a platform that can help in rebranding our past tainted international image. It is in our best interest to also engage the electronic media through documentaries, the Travel Channel, and CNN. A strong plight that can yield great and positive results for our country and the tourism sector. As an entertainment ambassador, recently I have just completed a playlist system. I have to add this in there. Though controversial, but I believe it's a unique platform that will bring value, standard, and respect to our music industry. Also, we are now looking towards our first trip of 25 industry people for a US-based festival and workshop, which I believe will be a reality, courtesy of the support of the ministry. I am kindly pleading to the ministry to assist in mandating such a transformative initiative. As a result-oriented ambassador, I believe we have a long way to go. So does the tourism sector. I believe it will serve us greatly if a touristic package system can be developed between our airline partners, hotels, and resorts to make traveling to Sierra Leone more attractive. As it stands right now, I'm not trying to be negative, but I think Sierra Leone tourism is a little bit too expensive. Just an example, a tourist from Denmark can purchase a flight ticket to Banjul for a week. This all-inclusive for only 600 euros. Hotels with free breakfast and a bus pickup from the airport. Such bold initiatives needs to be brought to the forefront, along with interesting touristic programs that will entice our guests to wanting to come or stay a little bit longer. I am a witness of this because I was in Holland one time. I took Condo Airlines and flew to the Gambia by just paying 550 euros, and I spent a week in the Gambia with free breakfast. Initiatives like this, I believe, will make Sierra Leone more attractive, our tourism. Our malaria eradication campaign needs to be robust through the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. Exchange programs for young students who can benefit from learning from great touristic-driven economies in the world and bringing back such knowledge in areas of customer service, hotel management, etc., etc. While I was writing the speech, I was not aware about the school that the ministry is unfolding presently. Congratulations and thank you very much, Madam Minister. Very impressive. I will conclude by commending our hardworking Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Madam Leone Pratt, Doctor, and a dedicated staff for all the great work they have been doing. Thank you. As we approach a new year, we pray to see a very attractive tourism and entertainment sector with an unapologetic approach of support from government. May God bless us all. Thank you very much.
I ain't trying, what up? Platinum sounds, Lord more on the track. Mix with papa sugar, mix with banana. For real, baby. The apple of the eyes, the small it's your eyes, I see. You ain't love. But you have me like music. She's so edible, sophisticated. Bossy chick, man, she's so educated. To make sure she's mine, I'm dedicated. She gives me a special line, I'm so fitted. I want for time, who be sweet rose apples. Not strike a pose, telling me this not you. One side me, she's a classy. Man, I want to do something, she's telling me they ask me. Little do I pull six, baby never pull tricks. I'm feeling paradise, anything I saw keep quickly.
Okay. I must say that the transformation has been very rapid from the entertainer to the politician. The transformation is solid and rapid. The things you said really touched all of us. Something, if you go to most of the Western countries, a lot of things now Sierra Leone is known for, a lot of those negative things like blood diamond, the brutal civil war, the ghastly amputations. it still persists. But here is the good news. Tourism is taking care of that. And that's why we're pushing so hard. That's why you have so many programs. That's why you have a robust marketing policy being developed in this ministry so that we can be able to neutralize the effect of those negative stereotypes on this country. Now, do you understand why the ministry had to work so hard to get Air Senegal to come to Sierra Leone? It's because we know it's expensive coming down this end. And this ministry will continue to work with other airlines, to work with the Ministry of Transport and Aviation to ensure that we have more airlines so that the ticketing prices go down, and that in itself will impact on the traffic tourists to this country. So we are cognizant of that, Mr. Ambassador, and with you on board, we hope to organize programs that will market our country. We will be listening to someone who has had this Midas touch in the sector. And before we do, I am going to invite the drummers, the instrumentalists of the National Dance Troupe to do a 2-minute drumming, real heartbeat drumming. And let us hear from you. Do us proud, the National Dance Troupe. let us have the technical group take the floor.
We mama cabo, cabo, we mama cabo. Are you left we go? Now so you meet me back. Are you left we go? Yeah. Now so you meet me back, boy. Yeah, cabo, we mama cabo, cabo. Because of COVID-19. Only mother they lock them. For fear they give we. Entertainment they stop them all. Because of COVID-19. When you corona, you don't kill people there. Corona, you don't kill people there. COVID-19, you don't destroy the world. Yeah, you don't destroy the world.